Hey everybody, it's meteorologist Brad Panovich with your Ski Southeast forecast update. The new year is here. We're trying to change this pattern, which has been incredibly warm to end 2019. But now 2020, we're starting to see some really crazy progressive movement of the jet stream. And what I mean by that is we're going to see a lot of ups and downs, but there are some shots of cold air and snow coming up just in the next 7 days. So some good news there. We're going to start first. What's happening today? I know it's rainy. It's kind of crummy going into the weekend, but this weekend we're actually looking at some pretty good snowfall in parts of the southeast, especially up in West Virginia, but even in the North Carolina mountains, we're going to see a shot of snow and probably another one in the middle of the week next week. So let's go through today. We'll go through tonight. And as we get into tomorrow morning, you're going to notice cold air filtering in on the backside of the system. And I'm going to stop this tomorrow afternoon. And you can see we're starting to see northwest flow develop and a pool of moisture. There's an upper level low that is going to move in here. And this is going to bring in not only some cold air, but a good amount of snow. I think this could be really heavy snow because we'll have cold air in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere, and there's some moisture in the low levels. Combine that with the flow coming off the Great Lakes. You can see the flow coming off the Great Lakes. Anytime you see lake effect up there and then this flow of the isobar straight down into the southeast, that's a good sign for additional snowfall. So this is starting really Saturday afternoon into Saturday night. Saturday night into Sunday morning looks like a really good snow event, especially up here in West Virginia. You can see how heavy the snow is. I think we could see 6, 7, 8 inches of snow at Snowshoe, Wisp, down towards Winter Place, Timberline, Canaan Valley, all the way down into North Carolina. You're probably talking a couple of inches. So this is a really good event for West Virginia and Virginia. We'll go through Sunday afternoon, and you can see this could last well into the afternoon on Sunday before it tapers off Saturday or Sunday night into Monday morning. So the peak of this is really going to be Saturday night into Sunday. Just to show you how much snow we could see there, I'm going to show you real quickly the snowfall forecast. And you can see some of these amounts here. Pretty good snow event up here in parts of West Virginia. You see these blues right in here. You're looking at generally over towards the left here, 6 to 7, 8 inches of snow possible in some of these locations. So that's a pretty good snow event considering we haven't had a whole lot lately, and it'll be cold enough for snowmaking. So I think we'll recover a lot of the loss we've had over the last couple of weeks here. It seems like we've been melting more snow and throwing rain on top of it. So let's go into next week. The atmosphere stays cold. Another northwest flow event develops on Monday up in West Virginia, Maryland, and Virginia. So again, the pattern really good starting this weekend into early next week. That northwest flow event kind of ends by early Tuesday. And then our next system approaches for the middle of the week. This is a Tuesday night into Wednesday morning kind of thing. And you can see this system's pretty progressive as well. So we go into Wednesday morning, really Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, another good dose of snow here. So again, two systems here through the middle of next week, and the snow sticks around basically through Thursday before it tapers off. So look at this, another system. So back-to-back systems here, and a northwest flow event thrown in between. So man, this is a really good setup over the next 6 to 7 days. And I'm going to put it out to about Thursday morning. And so this will combine all the events into one. You could see up here in West Virginia, some of these areas here are approaching 10 inches. So really heavy snow up here in West Virginia, up into Western Maryland. And then in North Carolina, you're looking at generally a 3 to 4 inch amount, but that looks like Roan Mountain popping up there. But Beach and Sugar right there means you're probably talking at 6 inches over all three events. The other good news, this air is pretty cold. So we should have some good snowmaking conditions in the mountains. You can see the cold air mass kind of centered over the southeast. So if I back this up, you can see plenty of cold air in place in the short term. So what about this long range pattern? Well, the thing that's been causing all this warm air, and I'm going to back this up, this is the European, is you see all the cold air over Alaska? This is a weird thing, but when it's cold over Alaska, folks, it's warm down here in the southeast. So dip in the jet stream here usually means a ridge over the southeast. We actually want Alaska to warm up a little bit to force some of this cold air south. And if we go into time, you'll see the ridge in the southeast breaks down. Here's our system this weekend. Nice little upper low over the southeast. Still cold over Alaska, but at least we're getting storms. The cold in Alaska begins to kind of wane a little bit. And notice the polar vortex setting up here over central and northeast Canada. We would love to see some blocking take place in the North Atlantic and a big ridge over Alaska, and that would actually force this to come down. So that's the kind of atmospheric movement we're looking at if we want to get some cold air here in the southeast. And as you go into next week, you see maybe not a full shot of cold air, but this is that system I talked about in the middle of the week. that's a pretty good setup. Forces some cold air south, active storm track. So pretty good setup here in the next 6 to 7 days. The problem is looking long range, it looks like that doesn't last. Oops, let me go back to this last frame here. It looks like the ridge tries to redevelop over the southeast here, and the cold air has kind of moved into the western U.S. So this might be a short-term pattern. I think we're going to see dips and then ridges and dips. And if you watch my winter forecast, that's kind of what I was alluding to. This winter was going to have a lot of wild swings, but the wild swings would bring us a potential for snow. The problem is, in between, it warms up and it gets wet. So hope you have a great weekend. Hit the slopes. Should be great conditions this weekend and into next week. So maybe some really good conditions considering the last 2 weeks have been kind of warm and wet over parts of the southeast. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'll do another update coming up next week. And as always, make sure you're thinking snow.